Sad scene that has been playing out dozens and dozens of times this year on the streets of D.C. A young man shot to death in broad daylight. And I can tell you the aftermath has been heartbreaking to watch as his friends and family have been gathering here at the scene. As family and friends of the victim arrived, they were held back by police, their grief and frustration erupting as they came to terms with the reality of losing a loved one to gun violence.
Shooting just a couple of hours after a chaotic scene outside a southeast Washington church today, where a man was shot to death right by the front door of the church. It happened in the middle of the day outside St. Luke's Catholic Church near East Capitol Street. This shooting just the latest in what some are calling a summer of crime. Stephen Cheetah joins us live now. Stephen, investigators just updated you on this investigation?
Kimberly, I spoke with Commander David Taylor here about 20 minutes ago. All he could say is the victim in the shooting in front of St. Luke's Church just a few blocks away from here was an adult male shot multiple times about the body. He would say nothing about any suspects or motives, but we can tell you when we arrived on the scene shortly after the bullets stopped flying, it was a very intense, volatile situation.
The pain intensifies as the killing continues. Let's see about this. Look at this. Look at this. A volatile situation in front of a church in southeast D.C. Another fatal shooting. The victim taken down just feet from the sanctuary.
I heard some shots, about 5 to 6 shots.
Felicia Miller grew up going to St. Luke's. She says this summer she prays every day.
Because of all of the killings and the tragedies of just loss of life.
Anger, even over the most mundane of events, has led to homicide this summer. Recently, games of craps ended in gunfire.
Multiple people being shot. That scenario has played out about 8 times this year.
Today, shortly after the chief appeared on News Talk, the bullets flew. Kathy Lanier believes several factors are driving up the homicide rate.
We're seeing huge numbers of repeat violent gun offenders that are out in the community.
Now, Commander Taylor here would not identify the victim in the shooting at St. Luke's Church. He also wouldn't say whether or not the victim was at the church for some kind of event. They do hold events there for prior offenders, nor whether he wouldn't say whether he believed that perhaps the victim was trying to elude his killers and then somehow wound up there. And again, nothing on suspects or motives yet. Reporting live, Stephen Cheetah, ABC 7 News.
Today we will discuss some topics that have been going on in the DMV. The topics today will be the Mari Jenkins story, and Southwest Youngin puts the spank on his ops. First, we will get into the Mari Jenkins story. Mari is a 37th affiliate who was close to No Savage and other 37th members until he would be killed by members from Clay Terrace. While he was in front of a church, the Metropolitan Police Department has confirmed that one man has been shot and killed in the 4900 block of East Capitol Street in southeast D.C. Police have identified the victim as 21-year-old Amari Jenkins of Southeast Washington. According to MPD, East Capitol Street SE between 50th Street and Sycamore Road is closed both ways until further notice. The shooting happened right in front of St. Luke's Catholic Church Tuesday afternoon. Police say the only suspect information they have at this time is 4 black males driving a blue minivan. On Wednesday, police released a photo of a blue Honda Odyssey van and are asking the public's help in identifying and locating the van. After a while, 2 suspects would be arrested for the killing of Amari Jenkins. 2 suspects were arrested Wednesday in the fatal shooting of a 21-year-old who was gunned down 2 years ago on the front lawn of a Catholic church during a summer crime wave in which the district's homicide count spiked. The victim, Amari Jenkins, was one of 3 people killed in separate shootings on a single afternoon in the district on August 18, 2015, during a series of deadly attacks that had a new mayor and her then police chief, Kathy L. Lanier, speeding from crime scene to address the violence. The suspects were identified as Rondell McLeod, 24, Joseph Antonio, 27, were each charged with first-degree murder while armed. Police said both men live in Northeast. Authorities had no comment about a possible motive. The suspects could make initial appearances in D.C. Superior Court later Thursday, when additional information about the case would be revealed. Little was learned of the victim Jenkins, of Southeast, who was shot about 12:10 p.m. His body, lying under a sheet near a statue of Jesus outside St. Luke Roman Catholic Church in the 4900 block of East Capitol Street, SE, became a symbol for a dangerous summer that drove the homicide count to 162, the highest since 2008. It was a 35% increase over 2014 and raised concerns the district was returning to patterns of violence not seen for years. The number of homicides dropped to 135 in 2016 and stands at 109 so far this year. Jenkins's relatives descended to the scene and broke down in the street, several wailing as they were consoled by Lanier. Tensions were high at the scene. Mayor Muriel E. Bowser, D., was in her first year in office during the outbreak of violence. Lanier retired in the fall of 2016. Now we will get into Southwest teen Putt's spank on his ops. An alias account would message me with info about Southwest youngin who put the spank on his ops and would pillow talk to his girl about the situation. He would also allegedly be responsible for a smash and grab robbery where suspects got away with $15,000 worth of merchandise. Allegedly, he did the Southwest mass shooting because it was garden affiliates down there with girls he didn't like. So he left and came back and started hitting at the crowd, injuring 2 men and 2 girls. And after this, he would be arrested, then come home and spin Channel Square Apartments for the passing of fallen Southwest affiliate KI. The Metropolitan Police Department says a 15-year-old male has been arrested and charged in connection to a shooting with 2 adult and 2 teenage victims near Nationals Park Saturday night. Officers responded to the shooting in the 100 block of P Street SW, 1 block west of Nationals Park, around 11 p.m. Saturday. The shooting happened about an hour after the end of the Nationals game against the New York Mets. MPD officials say the victims were 2 teenagers and 2 adults. At the scene, officers found a 16-year-old girl who had non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Officers then located an adult man also suffering from non-life-threatening gunshot wounds along the unit block of Potomac Street SW. 2 more victims, an adult man and a 17-year-old boy, were found inside the Navy Yard Metro Station. DC fire officials say the victims ran into the station after being shot. A 15-year-old juvenile male of Temple Hills was arrested and charged with assault with a dangerous weapon on Sunday. That's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and follow my Instagram too.